Persia, the 5th century BC, a vast empire spanning the known world. Amidst this grandeur, an orphan named Esther is chosen as the new queen of all. The capital city of Susa stands as a monument to power, where King Xerxes reigns supreme over a territory that stretches from India to the distant Ethiopia. But this is not just a story of wealth and royalty. It is the beginning of a divine chess match that will soon change the entire world. The king, seeking a new queen, calls for the most beautiful maidens of the land to be brought before him in a search for a perfect royal consort. From every corner of the empire, the most graceful women arrive, each hoping to win the favor of the king and wear the crown of the queen. Among them is Esther, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai. She carries a secret identity and a destiny far greater than she can yet imagine. The king is captivated. In Esther, he finds a grace that transcends mere appearance, a spirit that stands out among the thousands who have come before him. With a single gesture, the orphan becomes the queen of Persia. The crown is heavy, but the spiritual burden she will soon carry is even heavier than gold. As the sun sets on her first day as queen, the peace of the empire is about to be shattered by a dark and growing shadow of hatred. Enter Haman, the king's chief minister, a man fueled by pride and a deep-seated malice, whose rise to power signals a coming storm for God's people. Haman demands total submission. He walks with the air of a god, expecting every knee to bend and every head to bow as he passes through Susa. But one man refuses. Mordecai, the faithful guardian of Esther, will bow only to the Almighty. His quiet defiance sets a deadly series of events into motion. Haman's pride is wounded. His anger is not just for Mordecai, but for all the people Mordecai represents. He begins to plot a final, genocidal solution. He casts the poor, the lot, to determine the most auspicious day to destroy the Jews. He believes he is in control of chance in the future. With lies and manipulation, Haman convinces the king that a certain people are dangerous to the empire, deserving of complete and total annihilation by the law. Without realizing the consequences, the king gives his signet ring to Haman. The power to kill is now in the hands of a man consumed by hate. The decree is signed. It is an unchangeable law of the Medes and Persians. On a specific day, every Jewish man, woman, and child is to die. The news spreads like fire. Panic and mourning grip the hearts of the innocent. A dark cloud has descended over the entire empire, threatening a total eclipse. Mordecai weeps in the streets. His grief is a cry to heaven, a desperate plea for mercy as his people face the sharp edge of the sword. Inside the palace, Queen Esther hears of Mordecai's mourning. She is safe within the walls, but her heart is tied to the suffering people outside the gate. Messages fly back and forth. Mordecai reveals the horrific truth of Haman's decree and tells Esther that she is the only hope for their survival. The law is clear. Anyone who approaches the king without being summoned will be put to death, unless he extends his golden scepter toward them in mercy. Mordecai sends a chilling warning. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. Silence is death. She is at a crossroads. To speak is to risk her life. To remain silent is to lose her soul. The weight of destiny presses down on her. Mordecai's words echo in her mind. Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? A divine purpose. The choice is made. Esther decides to fast and pray for 3 days, calling all the Jews in Susa to join her in seeking God's intervention. She utters the famous words of ultimate surrender, "If I perish, I perish." Her life is now an offering for the sake of her people's future. On the third day, she puts on her royal robes. She does not look like a victim, but like a warrior queen preparing for a spiritual battle. Every step takes her closer to potential death. The guards watch in silence as she crosses the threshold, where no one is allowed to go uninvited. The doors open. The air is thick with tension. The king looks up, surprised to see his queen standing in the court without his royal command. She waits. Life or death hangs in the balance of a single moment. Will the king be angry, or will he show his royal favor today? Then, the miracle happens. The king extends the golden scepter. Esther approaches and touches the tip, a sign of her life being spared and protected. The first hurdle is cleared. The king asks what she desires, offering her even half of his kingdom. Such is the favor she has found today. She does not reveal her request immediately. With divine wisdom, she invites the king and Haman to a private banquet she has prepared for them both. At the banquet, Haman's ego swells. He feels honored to be the only guest invited with the king. He has no idea he is walking into. Patience is her weapon. She invites them to one more dinner, waiting for the perfect moment to expose the monster sitting at the table with them. Haman leaves the palace full of pride, but the sight of Mordecai standing tall ruins his joy. His hatred has become an all-consuming obsession of darkness. Driven by his wife's counsel, Haman orders a massive gallows to be built. He plans to end Mordecai's life before the second banquet even begins tonight. That very night, the king cannot sleep. A mysterious restlessness keeps him awake. It is the silent hand of God moving within the palace walls. He orders the book of the Chronicles to be read to him. Among thousands of pages, the reader happens to find a very specific and old entry. The king hears how Mordecai once saved his life and realizes that this faithful man was never honored or rewarded for his incredible bravery and loyalty. Just as the king is thinking of how to honor Mordecai, Haman enters the court to ask for his execution. The irony of heaven is at work. Haman, thinking the king is talking about him, describes a lavish parade of royal honor, complete with royal robes and a horse the king has ridden. The command is a thunderbolt. Haman must now publicly honor the man he intended to hang. The tables have begun to turn in a spectacular fashion. It is the ultimate humiliation. The enemy of the Jews is forced to proclaim the greatness of their leader, while the whole city watches in total amazement. Haman's world is crumbling. The very gallows he built for Mordecai now stand as a silent witness to his own impending and certain destruction and doom. The time has come. At the second banquet, the king asks Esther again, "What is your petition?" This time, she is ready to speak the truth. She reveals her identity. She pleads for her life and the lives of her people, identifying Haman as the adversary and enemy who plotted their ruin. The king is furious. The man he trusted has tricked him into signing a death warrant for his own beloved queen and her entire innocent family. Justice is swift. Haman is taken to the very gallows he built for Mordecai. The trap he set for others has become his own final resting place. Mordecai is elevated to Haman's position. The ring of power is now in the hands of a righteous man who will use it for good purpose. A new law is issued, bringing light and joy where there was once only darkness. The people are empowered to stand against their enemies and live. The day of intended slaughter becomes a day of victory. The Feast of Purim is born, a celebration of God's deliverance and the bravery of a queen. Esther's courage saved a nation. Her legacy is etched in history, a reminder that one person's obedience can change the course of the entire world's future. The story of Esther is not just a dusty record of the past. It is a living message for every one of us today in our own lives. You may find yourself in a position you didn't choose, facing a challenge you didn't ask for. But there is a reason you are exactly here. Like Esther, you are called to speak up when others are silent. Your voice and your actions have the power to bring light into dark places. God's hand is often invisible, but it is never absent. He is working behind the scenes of your life, preparing you for a great and holy purpose. Do not fear the circumstances. Embrace your mission. You were born, positioned, and prepared for such a time as this. Your moment has finally arrived. Are you ready to answer the call? Step forward with faith, for the same God who guided Esther is walking right there beside you today. Amen.